Hey everyone, welcome back to the Winner's Circle. I'm Derrick.
And I'm Cody.
And we're really excited about this episode. There's
Yeah.
a lot going on in the Twitterverse. Cody and I have been following it. The last couple of weeks, we've definitely been talking about Celebrity Big Brother. It's approaching fast. The date starts, I think they just announced it, first week in February.
Yeah. Here we go. The Wednesday, right? Wednesday the 3rd, 4th?
Yeah,
Well, the 4th is Thursday, so yeah, Wednesday the 3rd.
Yeah, so my birthday, first episode. That's a nice little birthday present. And we're starting to get into it, and this is the time to be in this community because now the rumors are starting. There's multiple sources, I got that in air quotes for people who are listening, basically putting out the entire cast at this point, and everyone's weighing in on it, so Cody and I wanted to as well. There's a lot of different rumors out there. We're going to hit a few of the ones that we think are interesting, and then we'll do some rapid fire at the end.
Yeah, I think a lot of these names, obviously, like Derrick just said, we got to take them with a grain of salt. But before we get into the episode, as always, guys, if you are loving this episode and you're loving the community that we're building, please subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, and like it. And if you're listening on audio, give us a 5-star rating if you feel like we deserve it, and leave a comment because that really helps us grow. That really helps us, see that what we're doing is benefiting everybody, guys. We really do appreciate it. Jumping into the episode. A lot of these obviously are going to be speculation. The list is very long, right? It's a pretty long list.
Yeah, well, we got two different Twitter handles that I'm finding, and I'll give them a quick shout out if they're listening or someone that supports them is listening. It's going to be at BB Detective Dan, and also a new one as of today that I saw for the first time that we were just talking about. You sent it to me actually. Yeah. It's at Insider CBB. Now I don't know. They got a lot of quote or retweets and quote tweets and likes.
Right.
I don't know all the validity of it. I can tell you this much. One of them is wrong because there couldn't be all of these people. So it's not a combination of the two.
Yeah.
So one of them is incorrect. And more than likely, this might not be the list at all for all we know. But it is fascinating.
I think
we're going to see some of them.
You're going to 100%, right? The list is too long, obviously, to see all of them. But we're going to see some of them. And honestly, it would be awesome if the ones that we talk about end up in there because the ones that we've chosen to bring up to you guys are ones that we feel would just make for gold on TV.
Yeah, good TV.
It would
TV
be amazing.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It would be amazing.
Yeah,
so without further ado, I mean, let's jump right into it.
Yeah, let's just fire away.
All right, so first person on the list, you see his picture right here below. If you don't know by the photo, this is Lamar Odom.
Yeah, some people listen on audio. We're going to make sure we tell you guys.
Yeah, so we want to make sure you guys know. Lamar Odom, for those of you that don't know, NBA winner, NBA title. He's got that. Played on the Lakers for forever. Dated a Kardashian, which honestly for a lot of us is maybe more important than the NBA.
I think that's how a lot of people know him. To be honest. Before his basketball career, he's a good player, but he was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and that's how. And then he had a lot of issues afterwards that kind of made him more famous. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I actually, not to brag, met Lamar Odom. He knew exactly who I was. I'm just kidding. I was in college, and he was playing the Lakers. The Lakers were playing the Sixers. Those of you that don't know, I went to Temple University, if you couldn't tell by the hat. And we heard that Lamar Odom was just walking around downtown. And we stalked him, essentially. I was like the paparazzi. We waited for him outside of an Apple store, and when he came out, which I can't believe that he was just by himself. Walks out of the Apple store, Lamar, can we please get a photo? I came up to this dude's belly button. He is larger than life.
Did he give you the photo?
He gave it. He took the photo. I wish I would have brought it up. I should have brought that up. But I don't even know if I have it because a lot of my photos got lost from the past. Yep. Apple. Thanks a lot, iPhone. But I think he'll be fun. He's been in the spotlight, right? He's been on TV. He knows what reality TV is.
He's been in the news.
Could he play Big Brother? What do you think?
I definitely think he could play. Do I think he'd be good? I don't. I see we had Meta World Peace in there where these athletes, I don't think Lamar Odom's watching Big Brother. Yeah. He just did the celebrity boxing against Aaron Carter. I'm sure the views were decent. I think he brings in a built-in audience with the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which I'm sure producers are looking at that. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be kind of like he was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, chill, probably not causing too many issues. He might have some arguments with some people, but I honestly think he's aware of the camera, and he gets himself in trouble when the camera's not rolling, not when it is. And we're not going to dive into what he's gone through. He's had some troubles with alcoholism and drug addiction, but he's not going to have those vices in there. I don't think he'd be drinking in there. So I don't know how good of TV he would be, but you know for sure they're going to have at least a couple athletes in there, and he could be a good option. And let's just be honest, and this is going to be a pattern with a lot of these. You know, if they're used to a certain amount of money and maybe they're not doing a lot in entertainment right now, this is a quick paycheck for them. So it's, you know, he probably knows Meta. He probably reached out to Meta and said, hey, was this all right? Were they decent to you? And that might have been his way into the show where, you know, he got the connection to Meta.
So just keeping in the realm of athletes, you know, on one Twitter we had Lamar Odom, but on another Twitter we had Dennis Rodman, who is another huge personality in the basketball. Like, it wasn't just a basketball player. Dennis Rodman was probably the first superstar. Like, he was taking pictures with Carmen Electra when the Bulls were the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was known as the partier, like in the scene with all the celebrities. You wanted to hang around with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I'd much rather see him.
Right?
He's like best friends with like Kim Jong-un and stuff. Like, he's just wild.
Yeah.
He would be doing some crazy shit in there. I think he would be great television. He is great television.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that he'd be funny, but he'd also be controversial. He'd say some things in the live feeds that would probably get him in trouble.
That he doesn't care because he is who he is.
If I have to choose between two, sorry, Lamar, you're out. Dennis Rodman,
I agree with
athlete.
you. I agree with you because I feel like what you said is the truest statement about Lamar Odom will be aware that the cameras are on, and so he may be like, you know, walking.
He's trying to revamp his image.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman
don't care. Cameras on. I'm gonna say whatever I want.
This guy wore a wedding. This guy was wearing wedding dresses and stuff out to basketball. He don't care.
Yeah. I would love to see Dennis Rodman. So hopefully we see him over Lamar Odom. No offense,
I'd love
Lamar
to see
Odom.
that.
But I would love to,
detective,
you know,
you're
recap
right.
with you, Lamar, because we did meet, and I think you would remember meeting me. Moving on.
All right, this is someone who I mentioned, I think it was last week, as far as someone I'd like to see in there. Tiffany Pollard from I Love New York. We were talking about her with Tiffany, our BB Tiffany.
Yeah.
And, you know, are you familiar with her now? I know when I first mentioned her, you were like, who is that? But now that you've seen her photo, are you familiar with her?
Yeah, so I was watching clips on her. I mentioned this when we had Tiffany on. I was watching clips on her. Other than the clips that I had watched, I didn't watch, you know, Flavor of Love. I didn't watch I Love New York. I think we all, like, I was a sophomore in high school. Like, Flavor of Love and I Love New York wasn't, I didn't watch any shows in sophomore in high school, to be honest. I think I was, like, trying to have my first kiss. I was a late bloomer. So I wasn't watching these shows. Like, the reality shows wasn't a big thing for me other than the Real World. But I watched some videos on her. She would be ruthless.
She's
less game, more entertainment is what I think she would be.
She's reality TV royalty.
Yeah.
She is one of the queens of reality TV. She has some of the most viral moments. She's been on Celebrity Big Brother before, I believe, in the UK.
Yeah.
So she would be phenomenal. I'm sure she's asking for a lot of money, and Big Brother, pay the woman.
Yeah.
She's gonna earn her check.
Yeah.
She's gonna be feisty. She's gonna be outspoken, and she is going to give us some great live feeds. BB, please
for all of
pay
us.
her.
In a
Pay
world of, you know, everyone being so politically correct and saying the right thing and all the cameras are on, I would love somebody like her because I don't think that's a factor. She is who she is. People love her because of who she is. That's why she got her own show. She's real and she's authentic, whether you like it or not. And that's the kind of stuff we want to see back on TV. Reality TV is, I'll say it, it's kind of a little too, like, classy. I mean, it's not classy, but it's like...
people are concerned about the ramifications of social media.
Yeah.
Someone like Tiffany Pollard, love her or hate her.
She's past it.
She's going to speak her mind.
She's past it. We have to worry about that. We're like Joe Schmoes. We're like average Joes, and she's Globo Jim.
She's not going in there for America's favorite player.
That's great. That is awesome.
She ain't.
She'd be good.
Tiffany, if you see this, which you probably won't, we hope you're in there. I told you last week I want you in there, so I'm really hoping the rumors are true.
Yeah.
The good news is we've seen her on both lists.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just everybody wanting her or there's actually some truth to it. If they're smart, they pay the woman, they get her in there because she's going to bring the ratings.
Oh,
they
yeah.
gotta get her in there.
And also, she'll bring viewership.
Yeah.
Like, you know, outside of Celebrity Big Brother. You know, because that's what it's about. There's going to be the Big Brother fans that watch, but then which people that come on are going to bring in outside viewership, and I do think that she would be one of them.
I agree.
All right.
Let's hope it. Let's hope. All right, you guys, this should be a familiar face to anybody who's watching on YouTube, but if you're not, we're talking about Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice, famous rapper from back in the day. he's had a few shows since. I know he got into house remodeling, and he had a couple shows where he was basically rehabbing and flipping homes. But he's someone who's in and out of the media, but still an icon in a lot of ways. Even guys today, you know, who didn't hear his songs back then, almost everybody knows who Vanilla Ice is. And he is somebody else who I think could bring some good live feeds, because he is someone who speaks from the hip. He's never shied away from controversy. I always go back to the viral clip with him in Arsenio Hall back in the day, way back in the day. So there's definitely something to be said where once the newness wears off and they're just on the live feeds, he is someone who's very outspoken. And I just imagine a combination of like him and our last person we just talked about, Tiffany Pollard. Like, maybe they're teaming up, but maybe they're going against each other. And like how good a TV that could be.
Yeah.
And he's also someone who I don't think is making millions right now. So again, another chance to get his name in the news and make a quick buck.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I think, and you just said it, is because he's been in the reality TV circuit, right? So somebody that's in that circuit and they're on reality TV shows, that is always somebody that you could see being on Celebrity Big Brother. Vanilla Ice is a huge name. So he's in the celebrity category. He's been on a bunch of reality TV shows. So why not? Why not go on Big Brother? I see him, to be honest, as a little more chill, because now he's a little older.
That is true.
I don't see him as a person that is like in a drama. He may take someone like Tiffany if she's like going off or doing whatever, which I don't know how Tiffany would be now, because all of them have like, you know, Tiffany's not the same as she was in I Love New York. I'm assuming.
Very true. Very true.
I could see him being the guy that's just like, man, I don't care. I'm here for a paycheck.
It's possible.
Which wouldn't be good. I don't want to see that.
It's possible. I mean, he might, but I think emotions get into it, and a tiger doesn't change its stripes. And the minute someone says something that pisses him off,
your music stinks. I'm not saying that, Vanilla Ice. I'm not saying that. But
I just hope he does some dance moves in there and like they're doing it. I mean,
I just hit that in the beginning. You just completely blew over like me.
I saw you doing it. I saw you doing it, and I was like, I don't know if he's doing like MC Hammer or Vanilla Ice.
Well, it was a combination of both.
Okay.
Because I felt like, you know, the big pants and all that stuff.
I'd rather see people like him than people who are really just trying to get another TV show. I think he's just someone who's probably looking for a paycheck. I wouldn't mind seeing Vanilla Ice in there. I'd be happy about that. Was he on both lists? I just dropped my phone. Yeah, he's not on both lists. I'm looking at it right now. He's not on both lists. So, you know, if this other person, this insider CBB is right, then he's not on. But he was put out a while ago on Detective Dan. So, Detective Dan, again, we're hoping you're right, bud.
Yeah.
Or girl. We don't know who you are. It says Dan, but could be Danielle.
All right. Our next guest may be somebody that you weren't super familiar with, but probably got a little familiar with. And could he have been doing this as a ploy? Could he have been doing this as a ploy? This is Todrick Hall, for those of you listening on audio. For those of you watching on YouTube, you see the photo. Todrick Hall is another big reality person. Started on American Idol. He was just on The Masked Singer.
That's right.
And for those of you that didn't know any of that, you probably saw him hanging out with a ton of the BB23 contestants after their season wrapped. He threw like a rap party for them. We actually wanted to have him on our podcast during our rap party, but he had a little thing going of his own. He's super big in the Big Brother. He's a super fan. So it was a little funny when I saw he showed up on both lists. His name was on both lists. So I was seeing that. And I was like, it's almost like you see these celebrities, right? And you see them doing things. And it's like, is there always a purpose? Like, was he setting this up? Was he doing this? Did he know something that we didn't know? Like, I don't think Celebrity Big Brother was talked about back then.
Maybe not announced yet, but maybe there were already feelers that went out to agents. You're right. Yeah,
and was he setting himself up? Was he getting the inside scoop?
Tiffany said that he invited her out there to stay, and then he was supposed to go to London, and she was going to watch the house, but then he ended up staying because his plans got canceled. So I can tell you this much. I'm sure he got a lot of advice from the Big Brother house guests, what it's like in there. And he's someone, as you mentioned, he's not just a celebrity. He is a super fan of Big Brother.
Yeah.
So I'll pose the question to you. Todrick, obviously a really charismatic guy. If he's in the house, how do you think he does?
I think, like any super fan, if he doesn't know how to dial back that super fan in him when he's playing the game, and also what I wouldn't want to see a super fan do in this realm, because it affected another super fan that went on the show, Jonathan Bennett. We talked about it.
Yep.
And it hurt Jonathan Bennett, and it can hurt him as well. They may look at Todrick and be like, you're a super fan? And if he starts talking about like, oh yeah, I was hanging out with the Big Brother 23 cast when they got out of the show. And if people start seeing that, that'll be a quick way for everybody to be like, he gets the game. We're still learning it. We should probably get rid of him while we're learning it, or else he's just going to eat us up.
It's a great point. Todrick, if you go in there, dial it back. Don't let him know you're a super fan. Although, if anybody else is going in there to win, they're probably going to do their research when they see these rumored casts coming out, and they're going to know that you were hanging around with a lot of the Big Brother house guests. So go in there, try to play it down if you can, if you're in the house. And as a Big Brother super fan, a celebrity supporting Big Brother, we got to root for you. If you're in there, we got to root for you because you're there. You actually love the game. And I would love to see someone win who actually enjoys Big Brother and is not just there for other reasons.
And isn't like begging to go home.
Right.
Where like we saw that, like Meta World Peace was like, I want to go home.
Yeah, no. We want someone who's an actual fan of the show, who's a live feeder, who supports us. We got to support them. So hopefully he's in there. He's on both lists.
Yeah.
So,
the only thing I did read when I was reading an article was that it said something like he's going on tour in March. So that's where I'm like, I don't know. I don't like, even though when I sent you the schedule of Celebrity Big Brother, there's like weeks that it's on 5 times. So I think it starts in February and wraps in February.
Yeah, it's probably an accelerated season because
I think it does. I think finale was like 20 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. And that's how they're getting maybe some better house guests this year, is by making it shorter.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm rooting for a shorter season. I think you get more action, and we'll just have to kick out more content. But yeah, to end it on Todrick for this one, hope you're in there, buddy. We think you'd be good. You'd be good at the game if you can dial it back, and we'll be rooting for you. All right, next one may be familiar to some people, may not be familiar to others. For anyone who can't see it, it's Sha'Carri Richardson. She's an Olympic.
Not a great photo, I'm sorry, but like I felt like this was the photo I remember seeing her. It's just it's a little smaller on our screen, so you only see like her armpits and her face.
You could look her up. She's a track star, one of the fastest women in the world. Her claim to fame was she was basically winning races before the Olympics, and again, she's firstly known because of how talented she is on a track. However, she started to gain a lot of notoriety. She has really cool hair. She wears like long nails. She's all tatted up. Like she's outspoken. She was getting a ton of endorsement deals. And then the Olympics came and she was kicked off the Olympic team because she failed a marijuana test.
Erroneous.
Which she admitted to doing. A lot of people had an opinion on this. Like, listen, we're kicking people off Team USA now because they smoked weed. That's crazy. It's not like they get to do this every weekend. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So she became even more polarizing for that. I think she got an endorsement deal with Nike. I do know the last I heard about Sha'Carri, and there's probably been more. I'm not a huge track person, but she did have a track meet after the Olympics with a lot of the Olympians. And to be honest, she got smoked. She finished like 7th.
Yikes.
And she went viral because after the meet, while she was still on the track, she was like swearing and stuff. She's like, "This won't be the last you see of me. I'm going to be back." And
that's awesome.
So it's that's why I bring it up, because ultimately, again, she's someone who wears her heart on her sleeve.
Yeah.
She's passionate. I don't think she watches
competitive,
Big Brother.
athletic.
Yeah, I think she'd be great for Big Brother TV. Just seeing the little bit I've seen of her, and obviously if there's any type of competition in there that involves speed, it's over.
I mean, bro, what competition are they going to involve with speed?
I mean, if it's one end or the other where they got to go back and grab like a something, just like forfeit.
Yeah,
just forfeit.
Fact, like the double eviction veto, where you gotta like jet out, go into the pit, and like grab the vetoes and go back.
I'll give you a better one. How about the one where they're literally in the track stance and they have to keep their hand on the button until it's like red, go, and then they have to sprint down.
Oh,
and whoever slaps the button first,
and then hit
it. It's literally a track race.
Yeah, she doesn't have to do anything. She'll just sit there like it's like usually a math thing, right? When this is the sum or whatever, like just take off. She just look to her left and right, and then once somebody leaves, she goes okay, and then take off.
Waits a second and goes. That was the one where
I thought about that.
That was the one where Christmas had one leg. You know what I mean? And they like let her win or whatever. It was like all controversial, but she was
on 19 because she competed in that on 22 as well.
She was in the boot. And
Really?
they threw it to her or whatever. But long story short, if there's anything that involves any type of endurance or speed, it's a wrap. I don't care who's in there. It's a wrap.
Done.
Because she's in her prime.
Yeah.
She's like in her early 20s.
Yeah.
She's beating even like the male out. She's smoking.
That would be good though, because she'd bring some young energy into the house. Because a lot of these celebrities are a little bit older, and she'd bring that like young energy, which would be
competitive spirit too.
Hell yeah, I'm about that.
She trains every day. I mean, she's competitive spirit. So we don't know a ton about her, but we wanted to include her in this list because we thought that was a little bit outside the box. If it is true, I do have my doubts, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I do have my doubts. Olympians train all year round.
But Lolo Jones?
But is she an active, Sha'Carri's
she's
in the middle of her career.
She's in the Winter Olympics, Lolo Jones.
Yeah, you're right. And that could also be the connection, right? Because Lolo connects a lot.
It's all relevant. You know what I mean?
Reaches out to someone who knows Sha'Carri, gets her on. So I hope she's in there. I know you hope she's in there.
That'd be good.
I think it'd be different. It'd be someone we weren't expecting. So I think it'd be a good pick. Hopefully Sha'Carri's in there. Hopefully she's a fan of Big Brother. And if she isn't now, maybe she'll be when she's done. Maybe she wins.
Yeah. But before we get into the next person, we're going to take a quick ad break. This week's episode is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. The new year is a great time to focus on what's most important to you, whether it's saving money by ordering less takeout, learning to cook, or prioritizing your wellness. HelloFresh is here to help with endless options to make cooking at home simple and enjoyable. HelloFresh cuts back on time spent in the kitchen so you can spend it on your other resolutions with meals ready in around 30 minutes or less. Plus, quick and easy meals, including 20-minute recipes and low prep and easy cleanup options, provide an even faster route to putting food on the table.
Yeah, I love HelloFresh. I've been using it for a while with the family. Recently, me and my girls, we just cooked the crispy chicken, cayenne chicken cutlets. I had to actually write that down to make sure I pronounced it correct. But the food's incredible. We don't have to really sell you there. What I find valuable in HelloFresh is family time. You know, sometimes when you cook, you just want the kitchen clear so you can get it done. The girls enjoy cooking with me. We have the photographic, colorful card that lays out the instructions. They feel like little chefs. We do it together, and the meals are ready in under 30 minutes, and they feel like they contributed. So not only is it a good, healthy meal, but it allows for you to have a little bit more family time with everyone. And I think it's a really enjoyable experience that we're going to continue to do from here on out now that HelloFresh is part of our family. We think you guys would love it as well, and we have a deal for you. So go to HelloFresh.com/WinnerCircle16 and use code WinnerCircle16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. One more time, that's HelloFresh.com/WinnerCircle16 and use code WinnerCircle16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Check it out, guys. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
All right, so we're back, and this is somebody right down below. For those of you that are listening on audio, we have Tyler Cameron, Bachelor Nation. They're bringing in the Bachelor Nation, which is a huge nation. Huge nation. His best friend was the Bachelor, and Tyler is, this guy's in the spot. He was dating Gigi. Like, he's not just like some person that was on The Bachelor and then just kind of went reality. He started dabbling with some of these A-listers.
I was looking up a little research on him before we started. He actually has a home improvement show type thing that he does. I think it's it's for some network. I think it was on Quibi or something like that, where he did a little home improvement show. I don't know if it was for
Dude, those home improvement shows, huh?
Yeah, he was doing.
I watched those. I get into those.
They get a lot of people on it. We just had there was someone from Survivor that was just on it. Yeah, I have it right here. Wendell got his own TV show on HGTV, and like I said, Tyler had one as well. It wasn't on HGTV. So I do see a lot of people, you have to remember, a lot of these reality TV contestants have real careers outside of it. I know Wendell, I was a fan of his. He was building chairs out of scrap wood on the island on the show, on Survivor.
That's sick.
He was like making chairs and stuff for everyone and furniture. So he's kind of parlayed it to other things. And Tyler, like you said, I've seen him on Barstool Sports. Yeah. Very good looking dude, very attractive. And he has a big following. I was looking at his social media, a lot of engagement. And that's really what it comes down to. Yes, they want to make good TV. Like right off the rip, he's not going to go in there and cause any problems.
No.
He's going to be one of those people that are super concerned with image. He's going in there to expand his audience. That's it.
Yep.
He's getting a check. They're probably getting him for a decent price compared to some of the other ones. He's going in there to expand his influencer brand, to expand the eyes that are looking at him for maybe another show opportunity. So he's not going to go in there and say or do anything that's going to be controversial, I don't think.
I agree.
However, from a producer side of it, he may not bring that aspect, but like you alluded to, Bachelor Nation.
Viewers.
You're bringing in a whole new audience from another 3-letter network that, could really pump up viewership, and ultimately that's what matters to producers on the show.
I mean, that's what matters to the networks, right? If it don't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
Yes, sir.
I get that from you.
Yes,
You
sir.
say that a lot. But
yeah, I got it from Conor. I got it from Conor McGregor though. So
oh, I like that. I think with him, I think he'll end up doing good just because of what you just said. I think he won't be somebody that's like causing drama. He's not going to go in there and, be, jumping into fights and all that stuff. He's not going to say a lot. He'll just kind of be really likable and people just get along with him. And then other stuff will happen that'll cause people to end up going home. And that's how I could see him going far. Are we going to see the greatest gameplay? Maybe not, but are we going to see a stud on television? Yeah, I mean, this guy's a perfect 10.
He's gonna bring, and he was a college athlete. He played football,
Yes,
college
he did.
football. I'm seeing
That's right.
that here. So I mean, he's bringing something to the table. And if there's other girls that he finds attractive in the house, they find him attractive. He's a bachelor guy. Could he be hooking up in there, making out, a little
I don't know.
sesh?
He might have someone on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
He might. That is true. We don't know. We will find out. Maybe he does, and he hooks up still in the house. And then it's even more viewership, and producers are just gonna love it.
Gold. I don't know. Maybe we see him on Paradise after this, which I do watch. I love me some Paradise.
He definitely is someone who likes the TV stuff of it. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he sees this as an opportunity to expand his reach and maybe give him another opportunity at some more shows, whether that's Bachelor or something else.
Yeah, somebody else from Bachelor Nation that I think that would be gold on Big Brother would be Demi. Have you seen her?
Love Demi.
Gold.
Love Demi.
She would be
She is a fan of
gold.
Big Brother too, by the way.
She would, yeah.
She constantly tweets about Big Brother.
Yeah. She's
so
cool.
she would definitely be someone who's good on it. And for all we know, she is on it.
That is true. This could be where like the leak kind of came from. But here's the thing about her, like Tyler, you haven't seen him really on The Bachelor a lot.
Yeah.
So he may be out of his
He might
contract.
have a contract.
Demi, I don't know. She has Paradise.
She's always on.
So she may be under contract with ABC, and they may be like, no, we're not letting you out. So.
Before we go into the final house guest, is that something where are you on the same wavelength with me? Where although we're kind of harping on these two rumored casts, do you agree that we're going to see people that aren't on either list?
Yeah.
I mean,
because
these are probably speculation for the
where
most
do they
part.
get the? Well, I think that they get information from somewhere, but where is that? And there's too many names on here really to make it seem like, yes, this is who the cast is. But I'll tell you what, of everybody that we're going to run through, because we have one more person that we're going to show, then we're just going to run through a bunch of names
Just
that have been
rapid
out there.
fire.
We're going to probably get at least two of the people that we
I think
mentioned.
so. We're going to see some of them. I had someone who's in the entertainment industry reach out to me tonight. They cover Big Brother, and they were saying, like, do you know of anybody? They're, putting their feelers out there. And I said, I know one of them. I'm not saying anything like that. And they were fishing. It was all fun.
Yeah.
But then they were like, oh, I'm just going to throw out a rumor that you're on there then. And I laughed, but I was like, it's funny because every year I've been rumored to be on.
Mm-hmm.
So to that point, anybody can say what they want to say.
Yeah.
And so these people who are making these tweets, putting these things out here, they don't have to verify it. I'm sure there's some truth to some of them, but I am definitely cautiously optimistic, but it is fun to speculate.
Yeah. I mean, well, what do you like? What's going on with all this? This is these people that we're talking about right now are getting like publicity with, and if they're not on the show, it's going to be like, look at that. I just got like publicity. My name was in the circulation. Like maybe people looked me up that never knew who I was before.
I agree. Yeah, it's good. It's a win-win for them either way.
I'm
really hoping we get a few of the people we covered already, though, because the only downfall to this is, like, this cast looks really good.
Yeah.
And it would suck if you get, like, if they show you the steak and you end up just getting the potatoes. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, man, because now our expectations are high.
Yeah.
Like, we're feeling really good about the possibility of the season and what
I'm
the
excited.
potential has. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're excited, and then we get, like, I'm not going to say names, but we get like a bunch of people who are just like influencers looking for like just 15
no
minutes,
way. No way. Bro, Julie Chen is an A-lister. She has reach.
Yeah,
they definitely get in touch with. They don't need influencers. Like,
and they've had a couple good seasons. They've had a couple good seasons of Celebrity BB where some people have gotten some opportunities afterwards. I heard they were paying them decent money, maybe around $250,000, whatever it is, like decent money.
What?
So yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was around $250,000.
I mean, what am I saying? What to, bro? Viacom, CBS, they got the money.
for some of the house guests, not all of them. I think some of them were getting less.
Yeah.
But I think they have some reach, and they've already expanded the. Think about it. They expanded the winners takings as far as on the regular season, the 750. So they definitely got a little bit more of a budget now to spend on casting. And if they could do some, some people are still home because of COVID. They could bring in some big ad dollars if they have a good casting.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into our last person. This one, I don't know. This would be a reach, but if they do. All right, so our last person, which I think this is just a reach, hyper speculation. But look at that $1 million smile. We got Neo here.
Neo.
For those of you that don't know, Neo,
R&B
just some
singer.
great breakup songs. Just like the stuff that you wanted to listen to when you get
Do you want to play?
dumped.
Do you want to sing something for us?
You should. No, that's not him. That's Mario. Oh.
Oh my God! I put you on the spot. I knew you were gonna sing a wrong song. I knew it, dude.
No, it
because
was his one
You know
song.
why I knew? Because I was like trying to think of a song, and I know he's got some fire songs.
He's got great
And I was like,
songs.
yeah. And I was like, why can't I think of one right now? Now
Because
you're looking
because it's been a very long time.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And while you're looking it up, that's why I think there's a shred of hope to this. Because,
okay.
Again, Neo, we were talking about this off camera, right?
This is a good one. Wait till I hit you
He
with
was
these
making
songs.
some big ducks. He was making some big dollars in his prime. And he's probably not making that now because he hasn't had any, like, as far as we know,
Wasn't
he could be a
hosting
producer
a
on some.
show? Not hosting a show, but like one of those like judges.
I mean, he might be. I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. The fact that we don't know, he's not like super out there. And so if he's used to making a lot of money and this could be a nice little supplement, by no means is Neo broke. That's not what I'm saying. But because he's still getting, the residuals and the royalties from all of his music. But
I got
could
his
it be
songs right now
possible?
in my head.
I mean, I would love to have him on because I think it would. Go ahead. Hit me with it.
I can't sing. We get demonetized on YouTube.
Don't sing it so good that we get demonetized. Because I mean, if you crush
And
it,
I'm so sick of love songs.
there we go. Stop it. Don't give
Come
him too
on.
much.
That's
Don't
a good.
give him
That's
too
a
much.
banger.
Honestly, that wasn't terrible. It
My
wasn't great. but it was-
sexy love. What? What?
Okay, we're ending it on that. No, that was too good.
All right,
No,
what is going on?
So I
Yeah.
think it'd be cool to have him on, but I'm gonna go out on a limb. Tell me what you think. Don't let me influence you.
I'm
I
with
do
you.
not see Neo in the house.
It's a stretch, dude, but it would be fire. He would. Here's the thing: is like all these celebrities that we mentioned. I think they'd all be like, "Oh, what's going on?" Blah blah blah. I feel like if Neo walks in, they'll be like, "Oh shit, Neo!" You know what I mean? Like he's a celebrity, same as all these other people that we just talked about. But like, I think he's a celebrity in his own rank. You know what I mean?
I think out of all the names we mentioned,
He's one that I can't see, but I'd be.
is he going to bring in the
gassed.
most viewers? Probably not. I think Tiffany still smokes
Yeah,
him because it's in
100%.
that realm. It's in her wheelhouse. But he is like, the highest caliber celebrity that I think that
probably
we've
the
mentioned.
biggest name, like the more, what's the word? It's like household names. Like
Yeah.
if you hear Neo, most people are gonna be like, oh, I know who that is, and maybe I'll watch, even if it's like, oh, I'm not a huge fan of Neo, but like, oh, let me see Neo on Big Brother. That's pretty cool.
And you're going to get an unfiltered version of him.
Yeah.
You're going to get that live feed, which is unfiltered.
I
Here's the
think
other
he'll
thing.
be similar to like I know the cameras are on because he does have an image where he's like
100%.
you know what I'm saying? He'll be one of those.
100%.
He'd be
might
the
have an album
coolest guy
coming
in the
out.
house.
He's chilling. He's dancing. And here's the best part. When he sings his songs in the house, they don't have to say stop that. Copyright infringement doesn't
Well, it might
apply.
not be his. That's the thing I learned about musicians, bro. They have barely any rights to their
that's
music.
true.
They have barely any rights to
that's
their
true.
music.
Oh, that's true. So imagine he starts to sing one of his songs.
And he can't.
Neo, stop that. I'll die. I will die.
He'd be like this, I'm out. Don't
Yeah,
tell me to stop
that's
singing my own
embarrassing.
song.
Imagine. Oh my God. I didn't
Yeah.
think about that. He starts like hitting him with, whatever it is. And
Come on, bro.
fucking-
Just don't be shy.
Nah, I can't do it to him because then I'm gonna have to put out an album, so I can't do it. But if he does that, and they say stop that because they know he doesn't own the rights to
That's
it.
got to be clipped on the. If you're someone that watches the feeds and he is on it and you see this, please get it for us. We want
Oh,
that
man,
Winter Circle special.
It's a lot of what ifs, but again, would love to see him. Don't know if it's gonna happen. Don't see it happening, but
I agree.
hey, hopefully. You ready for some rapid fire? We'll switch up the background and we'll hit
Yep.
the rapids. Back to the regular scheduled program here. Right now, it's just Cody and I. And if you're watching, you
That
can
was
see
a
us both on
blast,
screen.
man. That was fun.
This is a fun episode.
Yeah.
This is a fun. I see why people get into this, and we were talking like maybe doing a fantasy draft this year for this.
Yeah,
like,
you were saying that
stuff would be fun, dude. So I'll run down, and then I got to go to the Twitter handle for the other one because I took a screenshot.
Here's the thing.
Rapid fire on these.
I don't want anybody to come for me. I am not great with names. So like when you fire a name out there, I'm going to be like, who is that? But then if I see a photo, so it may take me a second. So like, don't come for me if I don't recognize somebody right off the rip.
Well, and I'll show you the screen. I know it's gonna be small, but why don't you pull up the Twitter handle? I'm gonna do BB Detective Dan first. I'll pull him up. The first one from him or her was Camilla Marone. Now, this is someone I didn't know, but it says in the description here, it's Leonardo DiCaprio's recent girlfriend. You were telling me before we started recording, this is his current girlfriend, as far as we know, right?
I mean, from what I looked up right before, because the names were all out there, it said that they were together like 2 weeks ago. Leonardo DiCaprio, Camila Marone, fake Star Wars date. So Leonardo DiCaprio can't keep his eyes off girlfriend Camila. This was a week ago. 2 weeks ago, they were seen packed PDA, pack on the PDA during Island Getaway. Like, they're still together. In this photo I'm looking at, it looks like she's reaching down.
Oh, you're making the audio people are like, what you doing? But anyways, he's doing something sexual, guys. I'm gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Ayo.
But
they're probably still together.
Quick thing, and again, we'll do rapid fires with these because we don't want to.
Is Leo gonna watch Big Brother? Maybe.
If Leo's watching.
Will
Big
she
Brother,
be evicted and we can
phenomenal.
interview her, and then he'll watch it? I don't know. Will he end up knowing our names after this?
Yeah, I think
possibilities
he doesn't have anything to do
are
with it. I don't think she's on. I'm calling. I don't think she's on. I think it's if she's gone for a month, Leo's gonna find another Victoria's Secret model. She can't go for a month. I mean,
Come
he's
on
quick.
now.
All right. So next one, and this is something that we didn't hit, and I think it's 100% guaranteed it's going to happen. We're going to have some political figures in the House.
Yes.
It's 100% happening.
100%.
Because politics is controlling our universe right now.
Yes.
As far as it's
This is the thing I don't like. What I will say is that politicians being viewed as celebrities coming into the House, I'm like, come on.
I mean, I'm telling you, Omarosa. I mean, she was on reality TV beforehand, so but she was with Trump. Sean Spicer, you didn't know who he was when I mentioned him to you, but he was a speaker. He was like the guy who came out and did like the briefings for the president, for President Trump, for a very short time, and then he was let go. And then the main woman that he had for most of his presidency, who was in there. But Sean Spicer had some viral moments because he said a lot of dumb things.
Hey.
So. He's definitely someone who could be on.
Want that on there bad because they want they want people to hammer him.
Well, they want the inside scoop about Trump too.
When he got let go, was he like bad mouthing Trump? Would that be something?
I don't think he was. Not really. No. I think he probably signed a bunch of NDAs too.
Yeah, he probably.
Next one was Tiffany Pollard. We already hit on her. Next one was Vanilla Ice. We hit on that. Next one was Todrick Hall. We hit on that. This other one is Erica Jane. She's from the
Beverly
Real
Hills.
Housewives. Yeah, Beverly Hills. It says here television personality and actress. I think she has done some acting or singing or something like that. But again, she's someone I think they're going to have someone like this in there. A housewife I can definitely see. And from the clips that I saw of her quickly, she is a little controversial. She does like to argue and fight. So I think when they're looking at it from that element, it would be good. And also, you're getting the Bravo audience, right? Or what is it?
Yeah, I mean, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills they're huge. They're really, really big. And so, they're about the drama. But when I looked up her name, I did see that there's like some lawsuits going on. And so that's what made me think like maybe she won't be going. Because if there's lawsuits going on, you don't just go away for 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if you say something, could get in trouble. Final one, weigh in on this one. This one is Tanya Harding. For those of you, in the description here, it says retired figure skater, retired boxer, and reality television personality. Tanya Harding, as far as I know.
I love how, because they do like a boxing match, they all of a sudden now have like boxing on their resume.
Yeah, it was a celebrity boxing match. It wasn't even like a real one. And for me, she'll always be known for the conspiracy where she colluded allegedly with 2 other people to assault Nancy Kerrigan before the Olympics.
Yes,
because Nancy Kerrigan was a better skater than her.
Yeah,
and they made a whole documentary on it. And
she'll
that's
always
how I know
Margot Robbie to me, because Margot Robbie played her, like she did the movie and played her. And if it wasn't for that, I would have never even known who she was.
Yeah, so I don't personally have an interest in seeing her. I mean, I don't think she's gonna bring.
What does she bring? Yeah. What does she bring to the
anything
table?
to the table that's gonna be like super. Like I don't see that and go. I can't wait to see how Tanya Harding does on the show. But again, would they be able to get her for a really discounted price? No disrespect to Tanya, but yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Moving on to our other list, which has a ton of names.
Yeah.
And they're just kicking them out now. Some of them are the same. Some of them are different. Again, give credit where credit's due. This is from at Insider CBB. And we'll just hit the names quick. Tyler Cameron, we already mentioned. Shangela. I see a lot of people going crazy about Shangela.
Yeah,
I personally don't know a
drag.
ton about her. Yeah, I don't know a ton about her.
Yeah.
I know her from obviously the drag queen show. Like that's what she's known for. But again, I from what
The
I hear,
following of that.
insane.
Huge.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Drag Race, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, so she could bring in an audience. I saw some comments where they're like, imagine Shangela. Am I saying it right? Shangela? I hope so. Shangela, I apologize if I'm not. It sounds like, they were saying like, oh, imagine her and Tiffany Pollard in the same house. That's epic, so that'd be kind of cool. Then it was Sha'Carri Richardson, Tiffany Pollard, Todrick Hall, Neo. Here's one I wanted to hit on. This is someone I would want to see, Nene Leakes. Now, I'd like to see her because she's incredible TV. Although I think she's Real Housewives Atlanta. I'd prefer to see her over Erica Jane.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with this one. From what I understand, and I'm not like a Housewives expert, she didn't do Housewives because of like, certain things that were going on business-wise, and I think there was a money element to it where she's like the biggest star on the show,
Yeah.
and she wanted big dollars.
Ooh.
So I don't know if they're going to be able to afford her, like, because I'm sure on the Housewives,
Think about it, it's a month. It's a month. The Housewives is like they film for a long time.
Yeah, but they're getting big money. How much do you think Housewives are getting paid?
I don't know. Should we look that up?
I don't know. I mean, no, you don't have to look it up, but I think it's like, especially Nene, like she's been on a ton of years. She drives the show. I would say she's getting paid bank. And if she's getting bank, I don't know what they could offer, but I do think you have an argument. Yeah, your eyes just lit up for everyone who can't see this. She's worth millions, dude. What's it saying?
I mean, this is from Stylecaster. It says Real Housewives salaries 2021. She gets 2.85 mil per season.
I believe it. So that's why
one of the few Housewives shows to have more than 4 million weekly viewers.
Yeah.
So she's
huge.
just,
and she's the biggest. I think she's like the biggest name on there. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get her for under, half a milli, at least, because it's only, like you said, it's only 30 days.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom, we hit on. Jerry Trainer, who's that?
No idea. Let's go.
I have no clue who that is. Jerry Trainer, we'll look him up quick.
American actor, comedian, and musician. He's known for playing Spencer Shay in the teen sitcom iCarly.
Yeah,
Could see that could be something. He's just somebody that, iCarly was a big show for kids essentially, and now he may be looking for a way to just get himself back on TV.
Yeah, again, that's someone who personally, I mean, if you're an iCarly fan, maybe I personally don't have any interest in that. So, I mean, I didn't even know who he was. But maybe there's people out there, you guys could be watching this, listening to this, going, oh my God, I want to see him. And if that's the case, hope it happens. Next person we have a couple other ones that are like, they could happen. We have Jillian Michaels.
Jillian Michaels.
Yeah, she's a trainer. She's like a famous trainer.
I've seen her before.
Yeah, she's a famous trainer.
I've seen her before. Yeah. What does she bring? I don't know.
I mean, she could be good. I mean, I think she'd be enthusiastic. But again, these are people who have big brands, and like, I don't know if they're gonna go in there and.
She could be like a Christmas type. Like if she's like that kind of trainer, Christmas, intense, competitive. She'll blow up. She had a blow up on 19. She had a blow up on 22. Could that be similar to her? I don't know.
I mean, maybe. And we apologize.
Who's the cook that you were talking about?
Oh, we're gonna get to him. There was. I'll mention these other names. We don't have to weigh in on because I don't know them. We have Hope Hicks, who I looked up quick, and apparently was some type of political person. Then we have. I'm gonna skip the person that you just mentioned. We have Erin Brady, who is apparently like a television show host, a model, a beauty pageant title holder.
Oh, she was Hope Hicks was a senior Trump aide.
Yeah, Hope Hicks was a senior Trump aide. So
could be the political figure.
Absolutely could be.
Yeah. And
then the one that we also have Alexa Penavega. Oh, if I said that right, it's just pulling it out of my whatever. But while you're looking her up real quick, The one that you just mentioned was Curtis Stone.
Yeah.
Curtis Stone is someone who I'm a huge fan of. So first off, let me start by saying would love to see him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Got the really cool voice. The food in that house would be ridiculous. He owns like a Michelin star restaurant. He's got a ton of hosting
Explain
gigs.
to anybody, do people know what a Michelin star is?
I don't know 100% what it is. All I know is it's a rating system that's used by food critics for the top restaurants in the world.
Super difficult to get.
And you don't get like a 3 Michelin star unless you're like the top 1 or 2% of restaurants in the world.
Yeah.
It's very hard to obtain. And I think he has a Michelin star restaurant. I don't know if it's 3, but they've made movies about it. They've made movies about how difficult it was. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Burnt. That's the only reason why I knew what Michelin stars were.
Yeah, so it's like very difficult. And on top of that, this guy's another person that we saw his bank account. He's constantly on TV, everywhere, hosting shows left and right for the Food Network. I would love to see him. I am very doubtful that we will. I don't.
Why do you say that? If he's been on a bunch of stuff.
He's got kids. He's married. He has
4 weeks.
Yeah, but dude, if they look at if their team does any research, if he goes in there and gets into an argument or says something that he didn't mean a certain way and it's taken out of context,
right?
You go from having all these opportunities that you already have to maybe getting canceled forever, and it could be something that's super innocent, but risk worth reward. How much is he making in the outside world? How much are they offering him? Everyone's got a price.
Right.
But I just, based on what we've heard in the past, I don't know if Big Brother is throwing millions at people.
Right.
So I don't know if it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him, but I don't think we will.
It would be cool. It would be cool to have a cook in the house. And honestly, it would be a good opportunity for him to just kind of like show how good he is, because as you and I both know, they probably get a little bit different ingredients in the storage room. They probably get a little bit better food, higher quality, and different spices, but he could be like whipping stuff up and having all these celebrities eating and being like, "Oh my God, you are incredible!"
Dude, I would be
just
watching
get that,
bro. I'm a Food Network guy. I
Yeah.
like watching those shows. I would watch the live feeds just to watch him cook. Dead ass. I'm being dead serious. I would be like, yo, I want to see what he's making. I might even be in the kitchen making it with him.
Yeah,
like,
watching
I'm
the
an
feeds.
I'm an old guy, but like that would be fascinating to me to like. I could see him being like, "Oh, guys, we're gonna do a cooking set. I'm gonna teach you how to cook this meal tonight."
Yeah,
like
super
that to me
quick,
is
super easy.
Yeah, oh, dude, have you heard his accent? Have you listened to him before?
No.
Yeah, we got to pull it up after this. The guy's got a buttery accent. I mean, he's got like,
Ew.
damn, what is? It's good. It's good. He's good. He's a good-looking cat. He'd be great for the show. Alexa Penavega, you probably looked her up. All I saw was she was on Spy Kids.
Yeah,
right? Is that what you're seeing?
I mean, she's older now, so I remember watching Spy Kids when I was younger. Obviously, so she's an actress that, another thing, it's like, does it hurt her to go back on TV and get her name out there? No. Is she going to bring anything to the show, like drama-wise, gameplay-wise, unless she's a super fan, which she very well could be. She's not someone. She's someone that I think would just go on to like kind of get her face back out there.
I will say this: she's got 1.6 million followers on Instagram.
Ew.
Looking at that right now, but that doesn't always hold viewership as far as if people are going to come out to watch you.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about her, so I'll refrain from saying anything. I don't, she could be a super fan, like
she
you
could
said.
be.
But
you're going to have more than one, right?
Right, have to. They can't be all random people, and I hope we have that. Because if it's a bunch of actresses or actors who are just looking for another TV opportunity, it's going to be very calculated and very measured the entire season. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this was a fun episode. I mean, we went through a lot of names there. We basically covered all the ones on those two tweets. We looked up other things and other rumors, and that seems to be the general consensus.
Yeah.
And those two tweets got a lot of likes, a lot of quote tweets. So it's pretty safe to say that if you're listening to this episode or watching it, you probably already know about that, and that's why we wanted to weigh in on it.
Yeah, and so hopefully there's some truth to these names that are out there, because if there's not, then we're just going to look like idiots. But I do feel like there's going to be a fair amount. I also want to take it with a grain of salt that they got a lot of retweets and likes, because I was looking at the one post where they put Tiffany Pollard's name, got like 7,000 likes or retweets. I can't remember which one it was, and that's just because Tiffany Pollard. That just shows how much weight she holds. So she may be someone that's like, I want this dollar amount, and they're going to be like, we don't have that, or we're not offering that.
They got to pay her. They got to pay her.
But if You know what I mean? If you want to have a good show with good drama and the good stuff, you got to pay. And CBS, don't be stingy. You guys have the money. You millionaires, billionaires.
There might be, like, let's say their set amount is like $2 million for the cast, right? She might take up $750. You know what I mean? Like, she could take, and then that could hurt us too, where you have Tiffany, maybe one or two other big names, and then you have a bunch of scrubs. You know, people that like you've never, not scrubs. But I should be nice, but
they were pretty good last year's Celebrity Big Brother cast. Pretty well. Like, I thought it was really good.
Eclectic. You know, you had Chuck Liddell. So I think you'll have politics. You have actresses, actors. You'll have, you know, influencers. You might have some Bachelor people, some reality
singers.
TV people. Yeah, it'll be good. We're looking forward to it. Anything else to add before we wrap this one up?
No. Next week we're gonna dive into talking about just what it means in this sped up season, because the season, there's some weeks where there's 5 episodes, and so we're gonna kind of talk about what that means for the game of Big Brother and what that could do to some of these celebrities. Because I have a really interesting take about why some of them I think go crazy, even though it's a shortened season.
Yeah, and if you're right about the third, which I'm pretty sure you are, because I thought you told me that before, that means we basically have 2 episodes left, 2 more Wednesdays until we get to it. So from this point forward, it's all Celebrity Big BB. We're diving into it. We'll do that episode next week, and I think maybe the following week, which will be the 2nd, right, February 2nd, we maybe do our draft. Maybe we get a couple other house guests on here.
Or should we have a special guest on? Guys, way down below, if we are going to have a guest.
Or 2. Maybe we have 2. We could have, listen, we have the ability to have up to 8 with the software we're using. Not saying we're going to do that, but if you really want someone on for this fantasy draft, if there's someone you want to see and you don't want to just be me and Cody because we're boring, like you said, comment down below, right? I mean, the only way we're going to know, and we got to see the likes, we got to see, you know, we got to see you pushing for it. And if they're willing to do it and we get the request for them, we'll have them on. We already have a couple people in mind ourselves.
When do you think they're going to leak they're going to actually put out the cast? It's got to be a week before, right?
I would say at least a week before. But here's the problem. They're only going to probably sequester them like 3 or 4 days before, because I'm assuming it's in their contracts. Like, they're not sitting in hotel rooms.
Yeah. But then again, it's not necessarily like it's protocol.
Yeah, COVID and all that, all this different things. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know, but we should have it soon. If these rumors come out to be completely false, we'll update you next week. If there's more validity to them to back them up, we'll say that as well. But as always, we appreciate you guys joining us here on the Winner Circle. We will see you next week.